So if you're just starting with the book of Revelation, look at that. That's confusing as it can be. So there are actually 6 stories in the book of Revelation. Maybe you've heard of the seals, the trumpets, and the bowls. Maybe you haven't. We're going to go through those eventually. But you can read through the book of Revelation and you will say to yourself, even the first time you read it, these all sound like they end at the same time. And they do. But if you get any other Bible teacher, even though they're all trying to put those together and trying to figure out how they end at the same time, it hasn't been done. And then you get another group that says, well, they can't all end at the same time because this is just one chronology. And it starts in Revelation 1 and it ends in Revelation 22. And you go right through in one chronology. And they have their reasons for doing that. But that doesn't work out either. What ends up happening there is they try, instead of having this chart, they have their own chart, only they exclude certain parts. They'll exclude story 2. They say, well, I don't know when that happens. I don't really know what's happening. So we'll just put a parenthesis around this chapter and we'll exclude that. And also parts of story 3, parts of story 4. We don't know really anything about that. After the 6th trumpet blows, we'll say, we better just put a parenthesis around that because that doesn't fit our chronology either. So, and that goes all the way through like chapter 13. So you get this whole block of the Bible. It says, we don't know how it fits. We'll put a parenthesis around it. That doesn't make sense in a single chronology. So we'll say, rather than saying that doesn't make sense and we're going to throw it out, we'll put a parenthesis around it and explain it away that way. And this is really bad when you get into story number 5, because Jesus is saying that he's coming. After 6 plagues have poured out, we're going to say a parenthesis because Jesus says, I'm coming now. Now's the time. Well, that doesn't fit because they say Jesus, no, he came before all this stuff. He came way back in chapter 4. Well, Jesus says, without a doubt, I'm coming right here. So you've heard of Armageddon probably. So Jesus gathers all the armies at Armageddon. It's only after that, after 6 of the 7 last plagues have been poured out. Jesus has told us the whole book almost of Revelation and what's going to happen before he comes. Clue after clue after clue. And after all but the last clue was poured out, well, that doesn't fit with a lot of people's stories. So they say, we're going to put a parenthesis just around that sentence and pull that out because that can't possibly be right because we have made another presumption and it doesn't fit with the way we look at it. Well, I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to make things fit. And so this chart, as confusing as it is, we'll go through it, we'll break it down, and it won't be confusing anymore.